Namaste, everyone, and welcome once again to another episode of Dekho Apna Desh. It's indeed a pleasure to keep bringing very, very different episodes, and this one could not have been more different than the ones that we've done till now. We are done with 123 sessions from the headquarters here in Government of India, New Delhi, and we are going strong. And thanks to all the support from all our viewers, which makes us keep going every week, bringing to you very, very different aspects of our incredible country, incredible India. Today, how are we working towards leveraging and also how are we upping the ante, as they say, in terms of improving the various heritage monuments that we have? How is India really trying to showcase to you the best of whatever we have in India? And we have a lot of heritage in India. You're all possibly aware, and for some of you, it might be a different kind of learning that we are a land that goes back to almost 5,000 years. In fact, recently, the UNESCO has designated Dhola Vida, which is a very old civilization site, which is about in ruins for now. But what are we doing to reclaim that? And what are the states doing to leverage on the heritage that they have? In the last count that we tried to carry out, the numbers were so mind boggling, and including the spiritual and heritage, which is related to pilgrims, we have more than 400,000 monuments in India. Out of these, about 3,700 are with the Archaeological Survey of India, and more than double are with the state ASIs. A lot of private bodies, trusts, foundations are working together to keep our heritage as safe as possible. And also, of late, there's been a lot of work being done in trying to not just keep it safe, but also how to make it tourist friendly so that people from India and from all over the world can actually come and visit these places and have a fantastic experience, not only learning about the heritage, but also literally feeling how it was to be, let's say, a royal in those in those years. In last month, the Red Fort was completed by the Dalmias as part of the Adopt a Heritage project that the government has been trying to run for the last few years. And it was a sheer pleasure where you could feel the forces of the kings of those times. You could actually feel the whole Chhatta Bazaar, and you could get the sense of how life was. That's technology, of course, driving a lot of these experiences in the current times. But what are young people that are doing for our country? And today we have indeed a very special guest, Smriti Lohia. Smriti, welcome to this very special episode of the Eco.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
And thanks, Smriti, for taking it up. And what is Smriti doing? She's going to tell you more about it. But I want to share one small vignette with all of you, which has nothing to do directly with today's episode, is that being a long weekend, it's a pleasure to share with all of you that we in India are experiencing a crazy tourist rush. And we've been posting the data on our social media handles. And therefore, I think it's a great message that the Indians are sending out to people all over the world that we are a country safe to travel. And thanks to a very aggressive vaccination campaign, all of us, I'm sitting in Mumbai right now, and all of us are without masks and feeling really confident about going to the markets, to the malls, to the museums, and just doing everything just the way it was pre 2019. Not to say that still don't be careful, do try and wear your mask. And if you are not vaccinated, make sure you're vaccinated. Do try and get your boosters also if you are already done 9 months of your second dose. So all those things, yes, we need to do. But at the same time, do travel and do see our beautiful country. My tagline, as always, goes to all of you, Dekho aur dikhao apna sundar atulya Bharat. And today, Smriti is going to bring to us a very different aspect of how are the states measuring up to showing the beautiful parts of the country and how the whole competitiveness index is being worked upon by them to make sure that the states really know that what are those parameters that matter to a tourist, what are those parameters that are going to make sure that each of our states is competitive globally and is going to be able to showcase the various elements that they have to all of us. So, Smriti, the web stage is all yours, and have a great session.
Namaste. Good morning, everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank Honorable Tourism Secretary Sri Arunji and Madam Rupendra Bararji, Additional Director General at Ministry of Tourism, for giving us this opportunity. I'm Smriti Lugia, and I lead this project, Seven Regional Wonders, at World Intellectual Foundation, which is a global think tank based in New Delhi. And it's an honor to be at the platform of Dekho Apna Desh. I shall begin with my presentation.
Smriti, I just want to remind all the viewers that 18th April is also the World Heritage Day. So I think it's a fantastic time to be doing this session.
Right, ma'am, right. So before I begin, I would like to say just 1 second. Okay, yes. So before I begin, I would like to say, so in our entire efforts to present this idea of seven regional wonders, in case there is any information which you think it's not correct, it's not accurate and should be corrected, then I seek pardon in advance. And in that case, please do write to us at delhi@worldintellectual.foundation. And also, as we know, we all are living in the age of technology. Just in case there is any technical snag, I'll connect back. So in that case, please do bear with us. I shall begin now. The strength of India, tourism. So India has a storehouse of many magnificent tourist sites. It has over 5 lakh heritage sites and monuments. And there is no other country in the world as vibrant, as diverse as India in terms of its culture, heritage, traditions, and even nature. So technically, it should be the culture capital of the world. Now, if we talk about the statistics, in 2019, around 2.3 billion domestic tourist visits were made across India. 2.3 billion. But actually, this number dropped to 610 million in 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic. And obviously, it does not show the realistic picture of our tourism sector. Then, if we talk about the number of foreign tourist arrivals in India, in 2019, the number was 16.2 million. And it's expected that this number reaches to 30.5 million by 2028. Now, talking about economics, Indian tourism sector is one of the largest contributors to the GDP, our GDP, country's GDP, and as well as the foreign exchange earnings of our country. And according to World Travel and Tourism Council, in 2019, the India ranked at 10th place in terms of travel and tourism total contribution to its GDP. So 2019, the number was 191.3 US billion dollars. And obviously it declined in 2020. But this number, we are expecting that this number reaches to 512 by 2028. So it's time that to revive our country's tourism sector. And the one way could be that our idea of 7 regional wonders. So we have this project, 7 regional wonders. India is enriched with incredible history, culture, and landscape, and has some abundant of places to visit and explore. But despite the potential of tourism sector in our country, in our travel destinations, we have been limited to just few of them. Like suppose we have Qutub Minar in Delhi, then in Himachal we have places like Manali and all, and they are extraordinarily amazing places. But there are other places as well, like the hidden gems of India, which I'll talk about in later of my presentation. So to explore the merit of landscapes, tourist and culture sites, and varied flora and fauna. So the idea of 7 regional wonders in each state and union territory in India came. And what happens when we see tourism sector? We generally see it from the national perspective. So our idea is to pursue it from the perspective of regional level, that is states and union territories. It's like every state and every union territory has many places to visit, like many places to visit. So what we are doing primary research in our project, which I'll talk about in my next slide. So we are going to list and rank. Basically, we right now currently we are studying the inputs, the entire inputs. So we haven't made up our mind yet, but the way numbers are in our survey, we will definitely go with the rankings, because ranking is important. Why? Because every state has some hundreds of places to visit. So putting all the places and listing them out in one go will not make much sense. So based on the highest submission of the sites, we may pick up the top ranked places and rank them in each state and union territory. So in our what we are doing in our primary research, it's basically we have survey, and it's currently in the public domain. In that survey, we are asking people to fill the places that they had personally visited, and we are also asking reasons. Why reasons? Because suppose I visit a place and I like it for cultural aspect, and other person like it for cuisine, and another may like it for historical reasons, another may for spiritual reasons. So reasoning is also important, like uh, why that place is pulling attracting the tourists. So far we have got 220 responses, in which we have covered 34 states and union territories out of 36, and we have covered around 1,587 wonders. And to be transparent in our research, these are the numbers, number of places in each state and union territory. So 2 union territories, that is Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, and Lakshadweep, we haven't got any response yet. So I encourage all of you to fill the places if you have visited, if you have personally visited these 2 union territories, especially. Please do fill the survey. And to tell you about so these are the top 10 states and union territories we have got so far. So on 10th place we have Himachal Pradesh, 9th we have Jammu and Kashmir and Tamil Nadu, 8th we got Gujarat, then West Bengal, Assam, Maharashtra, Uttarakhand, 3rd we have Rajasthan, on 2nd we have Uttar Pradesh, and 1st we have got Delhi. So okay, so our aim is not to just rank the places, but also our aim is that people explore the hidden treasure that India has. There are many places that are like less talked about. So our aim is to just that people explore more and more hidden treasures of India. So what I have done, I have randomly picked places from each state and union territory from the database itself, what people have filled in the survey, and whatever and the places are, and if there is any place that is like less talked about comparative to other places, then I have picked that place, and I briefly talk about that particular place. First, we have Andhra Pradesh, Nagarjun Sagar Dam. So we have heard of Vishakhapatnam, Tirupati, Vijayawada, Lipakshi, and they are undoubtedly beautiful places to visit. But there are many other places in the state to explore. And one of them is Nagarjun Sagar Dam. It is at the border of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. And the dam is the world's largest masonry dam. And historical fact, just a historical fact, that it was built in 1969 across Krishna River. And post-independence, it was one of the earliest projects of like for irrigation and generating the hydroelectricity. And on tourism side, there is this place, Nagarjun Konda, which is like a small island on the Nagarjun Sagar Lake. And it's one of the famous Buddhist pilgrimage sites in India. Then we have Arunachal Pradesh. Everybody knows about Tawang, Dirang, Zero Valley. But I came across this beautiful place in our findings, Damro. So Damro is a village, and it is at the one of the starting points of Arunachal Pradesh. And the most unique thing about this place is it has one of the longest hanging bridge in the state, that is around 1,000 feet long, and it is made of ropes and bamboos. And these things represent symbolizes the culture of that area. And I believe that this place would be a very exciting and adventurous way to start your journey in the state. In Assam, we have Majuli River Island. So Majuli River Island is the world's largest river island, situated on the Brahmaputra River. So with vibrant culture and varied flora and fauna, this place is an environment-friendly destination. And there are like various opportunities for one to enjoy the beautiful river life. Then we have Bihar. In Bihar, we have Kanwar Lake. It is Asia's largest freshwater Osco lake, and especially during winter season, it is like heaven for migratory birds. Obviously, because of plenty of aquatic vegetation, and it also acts like a natural water reservoir, serving the society like in many ways, like fishery or recharging the groundwater, and obviously tourism. So it's a great place for nature lovers, bird lovers, and obviously photographers. And I believe it would be a very rejuvenating experience to visit this beautiful Kanwar Lake. Chhattisgarh. So when we talk about hill stations, we immediately think of Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. But Chhattisgarh has also got one hill station known as Main Part. So Main Part is also known as Shimla of Chhattisgarh. And there are so many places to visit here. For example, Dhapko Monastery. So it is the only monastery in Chhattisgarh. Then we have Tiger Point here, which is a beautiful waterfall. Then Bouncing Land, then Tatapani, which is a natural hot water spring. Goa. Okay, Goa being the smallest state of the country, it's one of the go-to destination for youth of India, and it's an ultimate destination for beach life. And but if we see from the historical point of view, we got this beautiful fort, the Smagos Fort, in our findings. Just a historical fact that it is one of the oldest fort in Goa and constructed in 1551. And located on the banks of Mandovi River, and can also be seen from the Panaji side of the Mandovi River. And it would be a great place for cultural and heritage experience seekers in Goa. Okay, so in Gujarat, like I had to choose two places, Sorry. I had to choose two places. Why? Because the travel geek in me couldn't resist to, rest for one place. So we have Auto World Vintage Car Museum. So this museum is a place for car enthusiasts, people who have love for beans. This museum is located in Ahmedabad and has some great collections of cars, um, bikes, vintage cars like 1606 Minerva, 1954 Ford to 1923 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost to 1927 Rolls-Royce Phantom. Then we have Saputara. It's a hill station again, and heaven known for peace and tranquility. And it's a very few people know about this little hidden gem in Gujarat. And there are many places to visit here. For example, Saputara Lake. Then we have Hadgar Fort, which is like 5 kilometers away from Saputara. Then we have Valley Viewpoint, Sunrise Viewpoint, and the Saputara Tribal Museum. Haryana. Rakhi Gadi. It's one of the five biggest townships of Harappan civilization. It's located in Rakhi Gadi. So until 2012, Mohenjo-daro was considered to be the largest site from the Harappan culture. Rakhi Gadi, was once a thriving Bronze Era urban center, which is now a small village in Haryana. It's necessary to protect these sites especially for coming generations. Himachal. Okay, so whenever it's for everyone, like whenever we think about Himachal, we immediately equate it with Manali, Kufri, Shimla, Jibi, Veer, Tosh, and they are some of the like extraordinarily amazing places to visit, no doubt. But we found this beautiful small village in Himachal. In our findings, Hikkim. So Hikkim is known for having the world's highest post office since 1983. And Hikkim actually was regarded as the world's highest polling station in the Limca Book of Records. But now, obviously, it's Tashigang polling booth. But once it was Hikkim. Jharkhand, Ambadubi village. It's also known as rural tourism village, the art village, where a community of artists, they practice this century-old folk art form of Petkar. So what is Petkar? Petkar is basically traditional scroll painting, and it's used for storytelling. So it's based on many themes, like social themes, religious themes, and contemporary issues. So it's a wonderful place to visit for those who are interested in learning about the indigenous tribes and their customs. Okay, then in Karnataka we have coffee plantation stays in Coorg. Uh, so with mesmerizing area of green coffee plantations and natural forests, uh, Coorg is one of the most wonderful hill stations in Karnataka. And what adds to it is adds to this place these places is basically the Karnataka's pleasant climate with a serene atmosphere and that calmness and beauty of gardens at these stays make the experience a lot more enjoyable and worthwhile. Wayanad in Kerala, so home to variety of flora and fauna, the green paradise among the Western Ghats, Wayanad. Uh, this place is best known for Wayanad wildlife reserves. So from ancient caves to lakes, waterfalls, uh, to wildlife sanctuaries, this place a must visit for nature lovers and peace seekers. Again, I chose two places from Madhya Pradesh. First is Panna. Panna is, apart from Panna Reserve Forest, this town has a very historical significance. As this is the only city with diamond reserves, and near Panna, around few kilometers away, there is this beautiful scenic waterfalls and caves, Pandav waterfalls and caves. Then we have Kandriya Mahadev temple. Everyone knows about temples. So the Khajuraho temples are like world famous. So for their fine architecture. And Kandriya Mahadev temple is one of the tallest and largest temples there. And its walls are, carved with fine sculptures, crafted with exceptional architectural skills. And so here you can see some blend of art and architecture. Maharashtra. So in Maharashtra, we chose this Rajgarh Fort. So Rajgarh Fort has a rich history and splendid architecture. So many historical events have taken place here, and just a historical fact that basically Rajgarh was the capital of the Maratha Emperor Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj for like 25 to 26 years before it shifted to Raigad. So for people who are into adventure, trek to Rajgarh Fort is like a must for people who are into trekking and adventurous trips. And since it's situated in Western Ghats, it has some of the most scenic views of beautiful valleys there. Cable Lamjao National Park from Manipur. Okay, so Cable Lamjao National Park, it's the only floating park in the world, and it's located on the Loktak Lake, which is the largest freshwater lake in the northeast of India. And the national park is like must visit for uh, wildlife enthusiasts. And also, it is the last natural habitat for Sanghai. Sanghai are the basically the dancing deers of Manipur, and it was actually earlier a century, but established as a national park in 1977. And it also attracts a lot of researchers from across the world. Meghalaya, Moflong Sacred Forest. So Meghalaya is like filled with sacred forests with some religious and indigenous cultural aspects. And one of them is Moflong Sacred Forest, where the mantra is nothing is allowed to be taken out of the sacred grove, not even a leaf. And this forest is preserved by local Khasi tribes, and a lush green forest having tribal culture vibes. It's like a must visit for people. And there is this festival, a monolith festival. So the tribe's culture and heritage is showcased in that festival. Nagaland, home to different indigenous tribes, mountainous estate with some of the beautiful places to visit. So this village, Kisama Heritage Village, is has been designed and built to keep the traditional uh, Naga life values and places alive. So every year in December, Hornbill Festival is being organized in the village to protect and promote the tradition and culture heritage of Nagaland. And I believe the festivals are a very great way to promote art, culture, and tradition. So everyone has heard about Puri, Konark, well-known places in Odisha, and definitely like must-visit places. But we found this national park, Bhitakanika National Park. So it is India's second largest mangrove ecosystem after Sundarbans, and it's situated on the Bay of Bengal. And green and mesmerizing, beautiful land. This is the place like home to various reptiles, from salt water crocodiles to water monitor lizards, pythons. Very impressive biodiversity. Rajasthan, a land of kings. So we know everything like about from Jaipur to Jodhpur, Jaisalmer, Udaipur. But Anna Sagar Lake from Ajmer. So it's an artificial lake actually. A historical fact, it was built, actually created by Annaji Chauhan, who was the grandfather of Prithviraj Chauhan in 12th century. And in the surrounding of the lakes, you can find a Daulat Bagh, which is a garden which has marble pavilions. So and it's also a beautiful place to visit during sunsets. Guru Dongmar Lake from Sikkim. So Guru Dongmar Lake is one of the highest, high altitude lakes in the world, and encircled with snow-capped mountains, freshwater lakes, which are like uh, marvelous and breathtaking views. So nearby places are like Lanchan. So if you are like heading towards Gurudongmar Lake or Chopta Valley, then this place, Lanchan, might be the last place to have some accommodations. Uh, and also, this place a very good place for adventurous people, because there the track to Gurudongmar Lake is must. Then we have Dhanushkoti. So many people might know this place, and many of you must have visited this place. But whatever responses we got, among them, this is the place which is like very less talked, still very less talked about than in comparison to other places. So Dhanushkoti is the southmost tip of Rameshwaram Island, And still, what happened in 5 decades back, that cyclone hit the town, and so still you can find some of the ruins there. Unnakoti, Tripura. So Unnakoti is also known as Lost Hill of Faces. So Unnakoti has religious as well as spiritual significance, and placed with massive stone and rock sculptures, carvings of gods and goddesses. And one of them is rock cut sculptures, is a 33 feet high bust of Lord Shiva. And this place is also the house to lush green flora and fauna, and a good place for trekking and hiking. Uttarakhand. So there are some places on the planet that offer unique view of sunsets, and one of them is Winterline from Missouri. So Winterline is not a common phenomenon, and it occurs only in the few places of the world. One is Missouri, and second is Switzerland. And it's a glorious site for mountain lovers. From Uttar Pradesh, we have Lekhnia waterfall. So the falls looks beautiful and magnificent during monsoon season, especially. And as they say, difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations, because these rough tracks, the rough stretch covered with mud, stone, rocks is the track one must journey on to experience this beautiful waterfall. So West Bengal. So I picked these two places from Kolkata. So Kolkata, a prominent city of India that holds the tag of City of Joy, is also home to rich culture since pre-independence. And Rabindra Sadan from Kolkata. So it's the Kolkata's cultural hub, and it was established in the memory of the great Nobel Prize winner Rabindranath Tagore. And the center is a perfect example to showcase the Bengal's culture and traditions and theater as well. And it is also the premier location for Kolkata's film festivals. Then we have Polo Floatel from Kolkata. So Polo Floatel is a first floating hotel in India on Hooghly River, and the river view, sunrise, sunset views, Harbor Bridge view, they are extraordinarily stunning. Okay, so from Andaman Nicobar Islands, we have Bartang Islands. So from limestone caves to mangroves. So Island has some of the amazing natural wonders to offer. Um, Out of 11 mud volcanoes, 8 mud volcanoes are in Bartang and Middle Andaman. Then there is this small island known as Parrot Island, which is in Batang, and must visit for like bird lovers. And there is this hidden treasure in Batang itself. It is Baludera Beach. The island definitely, like, surely has some of the breathtaking scenic views with some thrilling experience. From Chandigarh, we have National Gallery of Portraits. It was set up in 1977 and has a varied collection of portraits, sculptures, paintings, photos based on the India's struggle for independence. And such as cloth painting of Taj Mahal, then prints of newspapers and photographs of the victims of that event. The Delhi, the national capital and heart of India, Delhi, is the home ground of varied historical monuments like Red Fort, Qutub Minar, Jantar Mantar, Mayus Tomb, and one of which is Agrasengi Bauli. So there are total 14 Baulis, means stepwells in Delhi, and in the busy streets of Delhi, you will find this place, and which is now protected by Archaeological Survey of India. So Baulis were, built to collect water and were reservoir for communities. So Agrasengi Bauli has somewhere around 108 steps. Then we have Chashmashahi Garden in Jammu and Kashmir. So it's a garden famous for its natural spring, located in Srinagar, and it was commissioned by Shah Jahan and built in 1632. So it's like a three-terraced garden showcasing the serene beauty of Mughal designs. Last, we have Ladakh. So Morudi Lake. So the lake Sumurudi is again one of the high altitude lakes in India, situated in southeast of Ladakh, and it is also known as Sumurudi Wetland Conservation Reserve. And a large and varied flora and fauna is found in the village. So the place becomes palette of beautiful blue color, which gives a scenic, picturesque view of landscape. So these were some of the hidden treasures of India. So how I'll just talk in brief that how this project can contribute, what we believe in. So this project has never been done before, and the first our aim is that people explore more and more hidden gems of India and not limit themselves to just few of the places. And traveling not only teaches us the history, geography, or economics of that place, it also teaches us the different lifestyle of people with different culture, diverse traditions, and it not only gives you the knowledge but also the real life experiences. So you take those, when you visit a place, you take those stories home and you develop a sort of deep connection to that place. So we believe that participation of local residents, be it at when you visit a place, be it at heritage site, tourist sites, or be it at any local shop, there is a sort of cultural exchange happens. And tourist sites of a particular place, they speaks the language of that place, and this leads to the promotion of art, culture, and tradition. And then obviously, then when tourists visits a place, then gradually growth of local economy and development happens. And also through this project, we want to spread the awareness of the importance of the travel and tourism sector. So, receiving around around 1,500 places are good. We have got these many responses till now in our survey, and but obviously this number is not enough for a country like India. Um, and we encourage you to fill the survey and contribute. So you can scan the QR code or through the link, and this is also available on our website and on all our social media handles. So I once again thank Ministry of Tourism for the platform of Dekho Apna Desh to promote like Dekho Apna Pradesh, 7 regional wonders. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Smriti. And indeed, what a beautiful phrase you have also picked up. Dekho apna Pradesh. So that's a very nice adjoining tagline to our Dekho apna Desh. And all the comments that I'm reading on the chat box are suggesting that people are very interested in responding to the survey. So I think what we'll do is to put it out on our social media handles and to give it maximum publicity and also share with state governments to take it forward on their social media so that people know that there is a survey of this kind happening. And indeed, as all the viewers who joined in today can appreciate that it is your feedback, it is the user who actually gives out the feedback that not only tells us about a place, but also gives a policy and a practitioner context for all of us working in the government. That what is it that tourists need, what is it that is lacking in a particular place, and what are your priorities, and also a lot of ideas, because a lot of you have traveled the world, you know about best practices, and it's a fantastic idea to share all that with us so that it gives us also a roadmap as to what is it that we should be doing to our amazing heritage. And I had said 400,000 plus, but I stand corrected because Smriti said 500,000 plus. So you can very well understand how much is the scope and potential, so the sheer opportunity for India to showcase itself to all of us Indians and to people who travel to our country from other parts of the world. The magnitude is absolutely immense, and therefore it also has to be, as Honorable Prime Minister is saying in a different context, but Jan Bhagidari. It is about all of us coming together, owning up with great pride our heritage, and working together. In fact, the corporate social responsibility project that I mentioned about earlier at the start of the session also is about everyone coming together. It's not only about corporates. You don't have to have bags and bags of money. Sometimes it's more about the intent on how you can make your own neighborhoods better. We have in fact tried to do a survey at our end also, and we find a lot of growing interest on crowdsourcing, crowdfunding. People are ready to contribute even those small bits, and that gives us a huge ground of confidence when we say that in 21st century, when we design our country and take it forward, we are truly going to push ourselves to be the number one country in all senses. There is no reason why we shouldn't have that target for ourselves and for all of you, people like you, Smriti, who are the next gen, so to say. And we look forward to contributions from your generation as you take whatever work that is being done currently to another level, and we all stand together and work together in whatever way that we all can. And I must congratulate the World Foundation. You guys are doing an absolutely brilliant work, and it is going to be a game changer. In fact, today's session was an eye opener for me also in terms of the work that all of you are doing. And I can see that the team is putting a lot of links in the chat box. We will put these out on our social media also so that people know more and more about your absolutely brilliant initiative. And I urge everyone who listened to the session today to not only give feedback when they travel to different places, but also share this concept with their friends and families so that more and more people make it into a kind of a public movement, and we truly become active partners. And to all of you, because all of you are the next gen, I also want to say that this is what democracy is all about. Democracy is all about citizen participation, and we look forward to the young Indians of today really marching forward with the government, with various stakeholders, not for profit organizations, and everyone coming together and working in whatever best way that they can. I can see Manpreet's input coming in. A lot of you writing, yes, please fill our survey to let us know the hidden gems. So Gunjan at the rate travel Ustan, I can see the monkey survey happening. So so much is happening is what we can see from here. And I want to thank Smriti at this point and also say that we should do this session once again, Smriti,
Thank you.
on a different platform, because these are the kind of initiatives that are truly going to make the difference in the 21st century for Incredible India. So to all the viewers, I want to thank you for tuning in. And I want to thank NEGD, I want to thank my team, and I want to thank the World Intellectual Foundation for taking this up. And we look forward to working in close partnership with you as we work forward in the 21st century and in post-COVID times, particularly, and build up the entire, repository of not just seven wonders in every Pradesh, but soon might be a situation where you say seven wonders in every district. So that's the kind of potential we have. So thanks once again, Spriti. And we'll see you all next Saturday, 11 a.m. And we'll bring you another very innovative, I'm sure, episode of Take Home Pradesh. Till then, take care, be safe, and enjoy the long weekend wherever you all are. Thank you so much.